Welcome everyone back to Chanel's Reality. This is another episode of Chanel's Reality. And on Chanel's Reality, we talk pop news, pop culture, celebrity news. But right now, I'm mostly doing recaps. So I recap some of your favorite shows. Right now, I'm going to be doing The Real Housewives of Potomac. When Atlanta comes back out, I'm thinking about watching Roni, and maybe I'll do Roni. I'm not certain about Jersey because they just keep spinning the same story. I love Teresa, I love Melissa and her husband. I like it, but I'm just like, we've been doing that for like 15 years. We gotta grow, and that's all I'm saying. Bravo, come to the front. Need y'all to Bravo, Truly Original, NBC, Andy Cohen, all of y'all come to the front. This is what we need because tonight we're gonna recap Potomac. The Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, there's a whole lot going on, and I'm here. I'm here for the drama. My husband's making a whole meal while I'm trying to do my video, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, he's making food in the air fryer, okay? It's what happens in life. You keep pushing forward, okay? So, Andy, NBC, Bravo, Truly Original. Potomac it's so problematic. I know so many people personally, and I know my personal opinion and the people I know personally is very anecdotal to NBC or a Bravo, Truly Original, or whomever. I'm a small little piece of the pie. But I am a piece of the pie. And the problem that we're having is, I won't go all the way back, but we know that there is still a colorism problem. It's very clear. And I know that people in the streets are saying, well, they brought NECA on so that NECA, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, NECA, they brought NECA on to kind of dispel this whole, well, if there was a colorism problem, and the people that say that they're just icing out Kandi and Wendy because they're colorist, then if they like NECA and she's Nigerian, there's no way we're going to disprove that, we're going to just knock that myth out of the way. Well, this is the problem. You can't go get someone, or you can't allow someone to come on the show that already, let me say it like this. You can allow whoever you want, but we all know we're not dum-dums, right? We're intelligent people that's watching Bravo. It's just an escape, but that doesn't mean we're not intelligent. You guys want us to believe that NECA came on this show and then she just didn't like Wendy because Wendy's not likable, right? Because she has problems with Giselle and Robin and Mia. And here's the thing. That's not true. It's the opposite. Be very clear. All the Bravo, the producers and the editors that love to run stuff back, let's run it back. The reason Giselle has a problem with Wendy, the reason Giselle's bestie, Robin Dixon, has a problem with Wendy is because they decided to come on national TV, be clear, on camera, to say, we think, Wendy's husband possibly might have cheated. We saw this in the blog. We don't really believe it, but let's bring it on national TV. But we don't believe it, but we're going to put it on national TV. But we don't really believe it, right? Stop it, okay? So you, like Wendy said, don't mess with my family. All these cameras, let's be very clear. You're playing with my husband's name. Don't do that. It ain't do nothing to you. Don't do that, right? The second part that's atrocious. So you didn't already say malign my husband and me. Then you say, I must have gotten, work done on my body because my husband is following booty models on the Instagram. And maybe I'm insecure since I had the last baby. And therefore, this is why I went out and got my body done. I'm going to tell you exactly like Wendy said. She said, Giselle, it's insulting. In part, this is what she said. It's insulting for you to say to me that I possibly, maybe, went out and got my body done because my husband supposedly had a side baby, according to this fake blog. And he must be looking at these Instagram booty models that somebody done said he's looking at. So therefore, I must be insecure, right? That's what you said to her. So then Wendy says, and this is, I think, at the reunion, Wendy, she fires back just like Candace. Shout out to Candace Dillard Bassett. Shout out to you. Wendy immediately says, sis, you had a whole tummy tuck. You did that to keep Jamal. Did you keep him? Be clear. Like, if you're going to throw darts at me, just come with the real. Because your husband, your ex-husband, cheated on you. You came on this show season 1 and said your ex-husband is a cheater, pumpkin eater. So you're mad because my husband is not doing these things that your ex was? He It's still humiliating you to this day. So that's the problem. And Robin decided to, because Batman and Robin, she decided to co-sign on it. And at the end of the day, Wendy read Giselle from head to toe. Then she read her bestie from head to toe. We know Ashley, what did Candace say? And Ashley brought her whole her forehead and her breast pump. Candace is a whole mess. And Candace, I'm mad at you. I love you, but you gotta stop being this, saying this. I have a hate-love relationship with Ashley. Ashley hates you. She brought Sesame Street and all the characters on that show to try to give credence to Giselle's fake lie on your husband. We all know it's a lie because she said it was. So let's be clear about that. This is what Giselle got on the thing and said. She said, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry for this. So if you're sorry for some things that you said about me that you knew wasn't true, we got to scrap all of it. Because why are you lying? Anyways, so that's why Giselle and Robin have a problem with Wendy. You over here messing with my family. We're not doing that. So you have the audacity to be mad at me. And then the following season, you do the same thing to Candace's husband, who also has done nothing to you, Giselle. And I said this in another video. I'm a social worker and a therapist, right? So I've been working in social services my whole entire adult life. That's what I've been doing. So what I know is there are true victims out there, right? And we believe victims. The problem with Giselle's statement, let me say it one more time. Giselle, this is what you should have said. Because this is, according to you, you felt away, right? What you should have said is, Candace, and you didn't even have to do this on camera, so that's how I know it's a plot and a plan and it's a scheme and that Ty set up. Don't do that. You did this intentionally to this young lady and her husband, and it's not cool. But the only true part, because I'll never tell anybody that someone could tell you you feel wrong, right? So Giselle, I'll give you felt away. But what you should have said, what would have been respectful and what would have been accurate would have been, Candace, I got some news from Ashley. She's saying that, your husband's DMing her, which is also false. He did something to a story. He liked the story or made a comment to a story. So he wasn't DMing her. Stop it, Ashley. Anyway, that's another example. That girl don't like you, so please stop it. You just want to be her coworker, say that, but stop trying to be her friend. Like, that's not really a thing. Giselle should have said, Chris asked me at the last reunion or whatever day it was. He asked me to go to my, can he talk to me? And I said, go to the room, or he said, go to the room. I don't even remember who said what, but we were both cool with going to the room. Okay. I got in the room. I realized that my staff wasn't in there. There was nobody else in there. And I immediately felt uncomfortable being in a room by myself, whatever the room might be, with a married man. That made me uncomfortable. That is the accurate statement, Giselle. Not Chris did something to you to make you uncomfortable. Because you said on your show, on your TV show, and you said out of your mouth, Karen asked you and Candace asked you. They asked the perfect questions, because I would have went all the way smooth off on you. Me. The whole social worker. Yeah, because I know better. Okay? They both asked you. Did Chris touch you? No. Did he say anything to you? No. Okay, you told him, so what happened? What did he do? Well, I felt uncomfortable, so I asked him to go and, ask the staff if they were ready for me to come back. What did he do? He immediately left. So this man didn't do anything to you, girl, according to what you said. It's so problematic. This is problematic, Bravo. It's problematic. If this is the problem with the scenario. Because I believe victims, if this story was just in print, right? It was just on y'all's website. It was just on Google. It was just on whatever, TMZ. Anybody just reading this story would believe, okay, yeah, he did something to her. Maybe she's scared to talk about it, right? But the fact that we can log in to Bravo.com or Uverse or whatever platform, Peacock, and watch the show and watch how snake-like Giselle has moved season after season after season after season. And we're not going to recap all of that. Maybe I will one day. It's shady. So we're going to start there. So the colorism is a problem, and you guys deciding to bring on NECA, who already has a problem with Wendy, does not prove that colorism doesn't exist. And be very clear. All of the I don't like to say slave owners, but the people that owned other black people back in whatever day, 1800, 1700, whatever it was. They said we were less than human and this, that, and the third. They considered us property. We weren't even people, right? Those people were treacherous and they were racist. They didn't believe we deserved equal anything because of our skin color, because of our facial features and whatever else. Meanwhile, you still over here raping my mom or my sister or my baby sister. So you clearly don't have too much of a problem with me. Plus, you don't have that much of a problem with me that you don't still want to come do me in, right? So I'm good enough for you to come and assault me physically in some way. You like something, right? But that doesn't mean you can't still hate me, because you still kept me on this plantation for however many years until I probably had grandkids of my own. So don't do that whole, well, because we have that one black friend. Don't do that. Bravo. Oh, and because Nneka's kind of like a double down, because she's also Nigerian. So if it's the dark skin thing, no, we proved that. Oh, it's the Nigerian thing. No, we got a Nigerian too. Nneka, I think you've done yourself a disservice, and you made yourself an enemy of the people, sis. Because we don't like Giselle and Robin, and not because they're just such unlikable people. It's the snake moves that they do that makes the audience, that turns the audience off. And so here's the problem: if you're comfortable with snakes, I don't want to be around you. You can't be around me. I don't want snakes. I don't allow snakes to come over my house for game night. Let's be clear. I don't allow questionable people in my space like that. So to me, if you want to go hang out with questionable people, that's a problem. It's not even a red flag. It is a fire truck, sis, at this point. Okay? So Bravo, we need y'all to have some real professionals that know about, anti-racism and colorism and all the things in between. Y'all need to have that. It don't necessarily even need to be on TV, but the results of it could be. Right? So y'all could go behind the scenes and do whatever y'all need to do, have the appropriate people talk to everybody. Because this whole, we asked the group, and the group decided that you only have the dark girls that look like me. There is only 2 of us. So we're outnumbered to begin with. So even if Wendy and Candace didn't sit on the stage and say, oh, we decided. It doesn't matter. It's already decided. Because do you really think the light-skinned people that are benefiting from the colorism are going to say, yes, we see colorism? They're not. So that's not a fair fight. They were already going to lose. There's 2 of them. And you could say, okay, well, Karen is not going to vote against her own interests. Let's get it together, people. This is why I keep saying we're not dum-dums. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on the recap. So here we go with Potomac. Let's see. Who do I have up first on my list of people? Wendy. So Wendy and her husband at some point, it's not going to go completely in order, but if you watch the episode, you understand. So Wendy and her husband, they decide to go to some restaurant. They get a bite to eat. And, they're talking about their businesses, this, that, and the third. And it's very shocking to me because I will say this. I never expected for Eddie to say what he said at this, dinner with his wife or lunch or whatever it was. So Eddie announces, Wendy's, I think, is talking about her businesses and how they need more time together. And they're both basically saying, we're busy and we're using our opportunities and our platforms the right way. And at this point, I have decided to open up some sort of weed store business. I'm not sure if it's legal in Baltimore or Potomac or wherever it is that they live, or wherever it is they're going to open this drugstore, for lack of a better word. But I will say, I just felt like Wendy and Eddie would just be, not that I'm above it, but just like that wouldn't be their thing. It to me would give, like, a lot of times they talk about, like, good names and not embarrassing your family. And I'm not saying that is, but I'm saying that's not something I would have expected him to say, let's go into this business. As a brown person who loves my people from the motherland, okay? I wouldn't have expected that, right? Because in my opinion, all of y'all queens and kings, you know what I'm saying? However, the smart and intelligent business people side of them, of course, it's smart. You didn't legalize things that people from here to there across the world use. I wouldn't do it because I just couldn't, like, what did Wendy say? Something about she doesn't want her grandkids or something. I can't remember. But Wendy's, she's saying that. But did y'all catch that? I think Eddie said, I might have to go back and watch it, but y'all can let me know down in the comments. He said something like, you know, he talked to his mom. He thought his mom wouldn't like it. And she said something about the millions. Or maybe that was Wendy. I can't remember exactly. Okay, it couldn't have been Wendy because Wendy acted like she didn't know this was one. Like he was just announcing this to her. But y'all let me know down in the comments. Okay. Oh, and this is the kicker. This is what I love. Okay, so remember last season when all of the Sesame Street characters were brought onto the show by Ashley's messy self, trying to say that Chris was looking at her, and then Eddie smiled at him at somebody allegedly. So therefore, he must want them, and he's flirting heavy by smiling. I just didn't know you weren't able to make a facial expression without it being accused of SA or SH. Stop it, knock it off. But at any rate, they called him Happy Eddie. And this is what I love. Thank you, Eddie. Eddie went and said, let's monetize this. He didn't went and put it on Happy Eddie, on the sweaters, on the t-shirts. By the way, send me one. Send Chanel's Reality a Happy Eddie sweater because I really like it. Because I don't want to pay y'all $40 for it. But all the subscribers can go, I'm not going to pay y'all $40. I just, order it on Amazon. Unless y'all like it. But anywho, I like the fact, because that's smart. So Candy Burris said it the best. I can turn a shade tree into a money tree. Let's be very clear. They wanted for so many seasons on Atlanta to say, Candy, they're prudes, but they all ex-strippers and got Big Daddy over here. Stop it. You sleeping around with married men, but you got all this judgment over here because Candy talks about sex on the internet. It's like, girl, stop. You a ho-ho. Let's be clear. Just saying. If the shoe fit, wear it. If it don't, move on. But Candy said it right. And Candy has a whole sex toy business making millions of dollars because of that. And then when they went on and tried to do that whole, when Portia Williams went on and, somebody told me you was going to try to, R me and drug me and all this. Candy was hurt on that show because she thought she had some friends. She thought Phaedra and Portia was her friends. I don't see how she and Portia are back together, but let's do it for another day. And I'm very forgiving, but I am forgiving that. Now, me and God gonna have to have a conversation about that. I'll meet you at the pearly gates, but you're not putting out into the world that I'm ordering people or attempting to. We're not doing that. So again, snake moves, I'm not going to be around you. So Candy said, so what they meant for her bad, apparently God meant for her good. Because she went out and created a whole dungeon party because they was like, oh, you have a dungeon and you're going to drug me and all this. Girl, Candy done went and made a whole coin on y'all trying to, plan her downfall. So what did Whoopi Goldberg, what did Celie say to Mr.? He said, I should have locked you up, locked you away, only let you out or whatever. And she pointed them snake eyes at him. She was just like, what did she say? Something about the cell or the dungeon you built for me, you're going to rot in till you do right by me or something like that. She said, you get my point. So that's what Candy said. She said, okay, y'all gonna say I went and tried to do something to somebody in the dungeon. Let me take this dungeon party across this whole United States. Okay, let's do that. And made a coin, a cute coin off of it. And I'm sure probably sold her sex toy, products after the dungeon party. So she over here making millions. And I think Happy Eddie said, okay, y'all gonna go in here and y'all gonna try to malign me and say that I'm, looking at y'all and I'm not happy at home and this, that, and the third. I got you. Let me go ahead, make shirts, put Happy Eddie on it, sweaters, put Happy Eddie on it. And then I'm going to open a weed store with weed products that are going to be called Happy Eddie Weed. You can't make this. So to me, they're winning. Pay attention. What did Candy tell Portia when she got that? No, she was talking to LaDon or whatever his name is. What she say? She had got the Essence cover. And they were looking for a location for her to have her party or whatever the case may be for her cover. And, Don Juan starts talking about, are we going to invite this person? And he was like, should I invite Portia? Because, they're all still on the cast. And Candy was like, yeah, invite her. He's like, why? You saw she did this, that, and the third, right? Because me and Don we looking at each other eye to eye like, yep, we ain't inviting this person. But Candy is a real one. I mean, I'm a real one too, but I'm just saying. She thought more about it. And she said it, and I loved it. She said, yeah, invite her so she can see what winning looks like. Okay? So, again, Happy Eddie, he's making his little weed line. And listen, all I'm saying is kids don't mess around with none of that. Let's see. We're going to talk about Karen. So, Karen is busy running around America trying to make Surrey County which is I think only a zip code. She's trying to make fetch happen with Siri County. And listen, I ain't mad at her. She feels like she's a whole grand doll because she got her perfume in Bloomingdale's. And I'm proud of you, Karen. I'm happy for you because I respect a woman, and I think you had to step up to the plate. And this show made you, because I don't think that Karen would have been like, oh, let me go get in Bloomingdale's when she thought she was married to the Black Bill Gates. Nothing wrong with the Black Bill Gates. I'm just saying, Karen. I think Potomac woke her up and she realized it, and she put herself to work, and I'm here for it. I think it's not the same, but it's in the same vein of like Kris Jenner. I have to, as much as Kris Jenner is out here, her whole family doing things, making moves out here, probably, chopping people's heads off while they do it. But my point is this. She's out here, and I love that she started in her early 50s. She started with the whole Kim Kardashian thing, and now the Kardashians is what, 20 years later? She's almost 70 or something like that. She got Kylie is her favorite now, which I love Kylie. Shout out to Kylie, only because she's a Leo like me. So yeah, we're pretty fun people. Just saying. So yeah, I'm happy that I love that Kris was able to not have a real career and, be a housewife and raise up all her children. And then when it was time for her to come and make some money, because I want to say people have said, I don't know who, allegedly that, Kris Jenner and Bruce Jenner at the time, they weren't making much money. I think I watched that. It was on the Kardashians. I think it's on Netflix. I think that guy on there was saying that they didn't even shoot the original season 1 or season 2 in the actual Kardashian house. Like that wasn't their house. I was like, yo, so they was faking it till they make it. Okay. All right. So that's why I'm saying I love that Karen is in her third act of life. And she over here, killing it at the Bloomingdale's. I'm proud of you, Karen. So she's over there thinking that she's gonna turn her I think it's her great grandmother's home, that they were actually slaves. I think her great 2 greats or 3 greats of grandparents up the line or down the line were enslaved people on that property, but they ended up at some point buying that and owning that property that their ancestors or whomever were enslaved on. And so Karen wants to make, like I said, she wants to make Siri County happen, and they gave her a key to the city, and it's only got 1 restaurant and good drinks apparently at the convenience store. Just saying. That's what Wendy and them said. But I'm not mad at her. I'm like, go ahead, Karen. Whatever you can do and make happen, make happen. But Karen thinks she's gonna turn this, I guess, into a bed and breakfast, and people are gonna want to come and stay there. I'm not coming, Karen. I won't be there. But I support you. I'll support you. If Karen made a little t-shirt, support Siri County or a bed and breakfast or something like that, and she was reasonable about how much it costs, $12, I support you. All right, what else? Gizelle Bryant. She's annoying. But Gizelle and Ashley, the two least, let me see, how do you say? I'm going to say this in a nice way. The people who would probably get D and F every single time, the letter D as a grade and the letter F as a grade, these two people would get D and F 98% of the time with their outfits, their fashions, anything that they put together. Not only what, put on their physical body, their furniture, the paint, it's just wrong. I'm just calling it what it is. I will say though, Ashley's home, a lot of people are like, I don't like it, or I don't like her, her furniture, whatever. I didn't hate Ashley's home. Could it be more beautiful inside? Absolutely. But I liked it. I didn't find it. It did feel, she was able, in my opinion, her and the editors were able to capture this versus that, right? So we're going to flash back to the black, dark grays and this, that, and the other in her husband's, or soon to be ex-husband's, condo. And she did this whole seaside about it. It's just stupid. But I'm not mad at Ashley. If that's what you want to make up in your mind, just like a man cave or just like a woman, this, that, and the third, whatever it is that you want, this gives you this type of feeling, then do that. So stop hating. And I don't like Ashley on any day of the week. She's a snake. She's I would say she's the king. Well, she is kind of a king cobra. I said Gizelle, but no, Ashley is, because for some reason, Ashley is the slipperiest person on planet Earth. She can literally be the person that starts all the mess and comes out unscathed every single time. How do you do what she did? She brought all of those Sesame Street characters onto her show with Candace, even to the events that Candace was going to be at, to try to malign her husband. Why would you? That King Cobra, snake vibes. That's what it is. But somehow, even after all of that, Candace and her can work together. You can call me immature, whatever. I'm going to protect my energy. I don't want to be around people who not really for me. Now, there are people out in the world that no matter what, they're not going to be for you, right? You go to the movies, not all of those people. You don't know those people, right? You go to a job, you're not always going to like everybody at the job. But you're there to make a living, you have a purpose. I don't have to do any, I don't have to really entertain you. I don't have to bring you to my house. I don't have to have you in my life that way. But I get there on this TV show and they have to do things together. I will say, Ashley is at least, I won't say she's woman enough. I will say she is on some level smart enough to realize this is a chick. And the less scenes I'm in, the less checks I get. So let me put myself in all these things, regardless that I hate Candace and everything she represents, because she's, what I wish I was, has a family that loves her and comes for money, and 2 parents that are doctors, or fact check that. But I think both are like psychiatrists or something like that. I know that they're therapists on some level. So that's why Ashley is shady. And she's, like I said, she's just slippery as they come. So this is the thing, Bravo, too. I think everybody in the blogs and all the YouTube people, content creators, we're all saying the same things. I don't think even everybody out here that really dislikes every snake move that Gizelle does, dislikes how many years Robin has been with a guy that continuously shows her he does not care about her. And what I mean by that is he continues to do things that disrespect you. Go have, pay for hotel rooms, allegedly. This is what we've heard. Or cheated on you in the past. That's what you said on the show. Y'all had infidelity. That's why you wanted to have an infidelity clause, allegedly. It's just kind of like, we could come back from it if y'all could just have a moment of clarity and self-awareness and accountability. This is the problem, Bravo. How you get people like me back, the people who recap this, or the people who support your channel, your TV shows and talk about it and whatever. You get people like me back, not the idiots, not the people that wake up to just go online and just malign people all day long. Talk about people who have sense. But we do accept the show for what it is, which is entertainment. But we don't want you over here playing like we're dumb and we don't understand what's going on. We know exactly what's going on, especially the brown people. We know what's going on. Not all the brown people are going to agree, but we know what's going on. And what's going on is you guys love Gizelle for whatever reason. I get it. She's beautiful. She's messy, but she does it with a smile. And she doesn't take accountability for anything. She's very Ashley, but just older. That's what she is. But even with Ashley's just a little bit more likable. And I don't even like Ashley, but I can stomach her more, because even if Ashley is wrong at some point, she'll say, oh, you know what, I'm sorry about that. Not Gizelle. Gizelle is dug in. And this is problematic for the whole entire cast. It's problematic. It says she's the head honcho. And if that's what y'all want, that's fine. But that isn't what the viewers want. And I'm not saying you need to kick people off the show every single time viewers don't like someone. If it is for them not showing up to do their job, who does that? Who gets to go to work and not do what's in their job description? Who gets to say, I ain't doing that, and still collect the check? Be clear. Be clear. This would not be happening if Candace was over here like, I ain't talking to her. And Candace has every reason to not talk to Gizelle. Let's be very clear. She has every reason to put up a fight and say, this woman doesn't need to be in my scene. She tried to ruin this lady's marriage. She tried to ruin this lady's husband's credibility. It is not okay. And I'm not saying she doesn't have the right, before the people get out in the comments, I'm not saying she doesn't have the right to feel away. I'm saying she can feel however she want to feel. She can come forward, and I encourage you to come forward when you have been wronged, when someone has done something knowingly and unknowingly. Some people do things and they don't know they've made you uncomfortable. But that isn't what happened, Gizelle. You felt uncomfortable because you and Chris were in a room. You didn't feel uncomfortable alone, according to you, allegedly. You didn't feel uncomfortable because Chris did something. You felt uncomfortable because you were in a room, like you said, with a married man that doesn't belong to you. So that's what you need to say. I was in a room. I didn't plan to be, which is understandable. We would understand it. If you just said it like it happened, sis, it's you all of this lying and, revisionist history. Girl, stop. Stop it. Let's be clear. Even your whole father, rest his soul, even your whole father said, the Pastor Holy who over here is playing you, sis. He got all these kids and whatever else. So even when you have someone who has to love you. I'm certain her dad. You could see where Giselle came from. It was understood. It's like, okay, we understand where Giselle gets it from, and she can be fun and funny and all of that. I support that, Giselle. What I don't support is trying to destroy someone's family, and you can't sit up here and say, no, I have the right to do that. No, you don't. You don't. You have the right, if that man actually did something to you, you feeling uncomfortable because you and him went to a room does not mean he did something. It's true. And Candace, shout out to you, because I honestly, when you said it immediately, when y'all went to that burn session and you talked to her and you said, you're the reason that women don't come forward. At first, I was just kind of like, because I've worked with, victims of SA my whole entire adult life. I have. And so it didn't ring true initially, probably because, of course, because I believe the victims. You show me otherwise, and then I'm going to say this victim lied. But I'm going to believe the victims, because usually people who suffer SA, they don't even talk, they don't even say it. They don't even, they keep it in until they feel comfortable or, I don't know, brave enough courage to say it out loud. So that's number one. So when Candace was just like, you're the reason that women don't come forward, I was like, ooh, I don't know if this is exactly what that, I don't know if that matches. But the more I thought about it, I was like, it's absolutely true. And the reason why is because you were saying that this man did something to you. He didn't. You feeling a way. You can say, Johnny Depp walked in the room dressed in like he was, the devil or whatever. You could say, oh, he made me feel away, right? He frightened me. He did something. He put on an outfit to become a vampire or devil or whatever. He did that. He took some sort of action, and that action he took made you have a feeling, right? Right? This Chris guy over here, he didn't have an action that made you feel away. You both had an action. Y'all both decided y'all could go and talk. Whether or not you knew that the people were gone or in there or whatever, only you know that. But at the end of the day, if you get there and you realize my people aren't here, that I would have felt 100% comfortable, then that's fine. That's fine. No one's saying that you didn't feel uncomfortable at that point. We're just saying Chris being there didn't make you uncomfortable. You coming to the room with Chris and no one else being there is what made you uncomfortable. That's what made you uncomfortable, truthfully. Chris didn't do anything. There wasn't an act. And that's why I was, amen to Chris. And I didn't think he was too rough with you, because like he said, I have to explain this to my family. Listen. So I want you guys to be fair across the board with who y'all are going to allow to ice people out, because it's not fair. And like I said, with the whole colorism thing going on, and it's still alive and well, y'all need to just check yourselves on that. So I just think I don't understand how y'all could get Robin and Ashley together, but Giselle can completely refuse because she says she's scared of the trolls or whomever are making threats against her. And let's be clear, I don't support that. I don't support trolling of any kind. You can come on here and you can say, I don't like this girl and this is why I don't like her and I wish she would, change her attitude or whatever. You can say that. That's fine. Coming on here talking about her kids, maligning her in a way that doesn't fit what she's done is not cool either. Like, you have to say, what's wrong with my life if all I do is get on the internet and troll people who don't deserve to be trolled, or talk about people who haven't done anything wrong? We know that Giselle has done a lot of wrong. So there's nothing wrong for us to call it out, because why? She's gotten on TV to get a check for us to talk about her and be entertained or whatever. So I'm not mad at that. And so, but it's hilarious to me. It's all the audacities that Giselle has. That she literally, seriously, is just kind of like, I don't want to go to this trip that Karen has invited everybody to, sort of, but not really. Talk about she don't have enough life insurance, some sort of insurance to cover it. I was like, Karen, stop it. But okay, Karen, I give you, a nod to try, because at least Karen trying to get people together. And Giselle's listless. She's the only person. I don't want to go. I ain't going. I love you, but I ain't going. You love Karen. Didn't you talk about Karen was cheating on her husband since season 1? That's love. You may want to go go look at the definition of love, sis, because that ain't love. I ain't never told on TV or even to family members, my friends having an affair on TV for everybody to hear, including her husband. That's friend. Okay, friend. Your morals are just kind of it's listen, what do they call it? Alternative facts. You got some alternative facts. I'm gonna just say that. But it's just all the audacity. So now that you put things into play, you came on TV and you accused this man of doing something that he didn't do. He didn't do anything to you. You accused him, so you stressed out his wife, him. He lost customers, according to him, allegedly, and his kids. He had to explain this to his family, according to him. And now you're mad because people are coming out here and saying that's gutter. You're a terrible person for doing that, and they would be right. And guess what? Even if I could be one of those people that I could say, you know what, I could move on and not think that Giselle is a horrible human being. If Giselle could own it, if she could come on here and say, or come to Bravo, who's paying her, and say, by the way, Giselle, you're welcome to come and talk on Chanel's Reality. Just get on there and say, you know what, I misstepped. People love a comeback story, and you're cute, so girl, you would win. Ugly people don't get the same treatment. Let's be clear. We can talk about pretty privilege too. Just saying. Just saying. You know what I'm talking about, Giselle. Like I said, you're welcome to come on here. And anybody that's just now tuning in, because we're 30 minutes in talking about the recap, but we're recapping The Real Housewives of Potomac, and this is Chanel's Reality, where we're going to talk every week. We'll talk celebrity news. We'll talk about the recaps of certain reality shows. Right now, I'm doing Potomac. I might do Roni. Jersey, if they have some real drama, but I just feel like the drama that they have is still Married to Medicine. Love Married to Medicine. And Dr. Heavenly. Shout out to Dr. Heavenly. Love her, even though she's shady is too. She keeps the mess going. She's the Ashley of Married to Medicine, because Ashley don't care. She calling anybody else. She don't care. She don't have no boundaries, except with her husband, who's like, just, I don't understand. Well, I do. I said I don't understand why but I understand. Sis was trying to come up and get a coin, and it's very clear that Ashley doesn't bring anything to the show, because now the person that did bring something to the show, which is terrible, disgusting behavior, is no longer in the show that we could see. So, but Giselle, just go on somewhere and say you're sorry. And Bravo, why is it that y'all can't make her say, if you don't, this will be your last season if you don't sit down with this lady and answer some hard questions. That's all. The viewers deserve that. We paying y'all. We paying Bravo, True Religion, Truly Original, NBC. We're paying you guys this viewership, okay? So I'm not saying you have to tell us everything about your personal life, because I don't believe that at all. I don't subscribe to you got to tell me, you got to open up your whole everything. I don't agree with that at all. But when you go on TV and accuse someone of doing something heinous, violating you in a way, is what some people really feel like happened. When really him and his family were violated. If we really just want to be clear, in my opinion, that's egregious to go on TV and say someone's husband has done that, or to say anyone's done that. So Bravo, I can't understand why y'all can't get y'all employee together. Don't y'all have a handbook that says we have what do they have in the entertainment business? You're gonna sign off on this waiver, okay? We have the right to use your likeness. So all of those Nene memes, she don't get a check. Just saying, Bravo is still winning on Nene. So who else? Ashley in The White Man. Why did I put on The White Man? I didn't talk very much about their clothing line, because for whatever reason, Ashley and Giselle have decided to come together to put their stylish brains together. That's a joke. Again, they trying to make fetch happen, and I don't get it. But I will say this. I will give them this much. At least you're trying to do something with your platform, this aside from being messy. So I'll give you credit for trying to do something. It's just, girl, I just need you to have a little bit of expertise. Same smoke I'm giving Wendy. Wendy has no knowledge of any type of candles or none of that. Wendy, come to the front. The reason that it doesn't sell to your audience, certain things don't sell when you say, I want to try this new business, this, that, and the third, is because people know it's not something you're in love with, right? So I'm a therapist and I am a social worker, right? People at work are going to know me for being, social worker and a therapist, but they also would know me if I just out of the blue said, I'm going to start a bakery, or I'm going to bake on the side, or whatever, right? The reason that sounds on brand for me is because I'm the person that's loving to make a cheesecake 3-4 times a year. People want to try to lock me in some more than that. I'm like, no, I don't want to. Or banana nut bread, or brownies, or, Sakatumi cakes, whatever it is. it makes sense because people already know that I bake, right? People know that you're a commentator or that you, I didn't know until you got on this show, but shout out to you, my power to you. People know you that you're educated, but I do think you did the whole education thing, got a PhD and all that for your family name because it's, you're a proud Nigerian and I support it, right? It's what everybody in America, their parents, well, a lot of people parents tell them go make something good out of it. Don't disappoint me, right? So you did that and now you're kind of like, I have this other big opportunity. Let me take advantage of it. And you're just throwing things at the wall and to see what sticks. Be authentic. Be truly into what you want. You know, don't do something simply because it's lucrative, right? So I think your husband doesn't really. I could be wrong about this, and if I am, shout out to Eddie. I have fun, right? Shout out to Brooke Ashley, love her. Um, and Kim Power, love you. Oh, and Mims, make it make sense. Y'all are my people in my mind, anyway. Um, So, Eddie has decided that, or probably thought about, because he's an attorney, so he has to be really good with words and putting them together on pieces of papers and plans and executing things, right? He has said, you know what? I'm not maybe so into it. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't, but I don't know that he is, so I'm not going to say that. But he's decided, okay, this is a lucrative business. This is something that I can make money at when I'm sleeping. And that's always a good sign of a good business. The reason it's trying to sell like candles and whatever else, you have so much competition. So much competition. But there's a lot of space if you have an audience that wants to go, and buy your candles, light your scents or whatever, right? But you gotta have some sort of love for what you're doing. That's the problem. Everything that you've shown us so far, you don't love, in my opinion. You don't love commentating. You like the clout that comes with it. You like the accomplishments that's attached to it. That's my opinion. I'm not saying you don't like to talk or give your opinion or stand up for black people or women or whatever it is. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't think that's in your heart. It doesn't come across that way to me. I think you like checking people, getting people together like you did with Ashley. You call me Dr. Wendy. It's Dr. Wendy to you, sweetie. I support that. But it's a flex. It's not your passion, Wendy. If you ever watching this, somebody send it to her. It's not your passion. It does, and that's why it rings untrue when you're. And I'm not saying nobody's bought your or supported your line or anything like that. I'm saying that's why it doesn't ring true to the audience. We're like, well, you about to open a lounge? And listen, if you want to open a lounge and a cafe and whatever else, do that. I can promise you, food isn't Candy's passion, but the Candy like to eat. And when you see Candy on the Real Housewives of Atlanta get real pissed when she hungry, and what we know to be true, why her restaurants, I think on some level, have been doing well, whatever well means for her, or successful, whatever that means for her, is because the audience, connects Candy to food. We don't connect Candy to cooking the food. Now, she didn't cook a few times, but we don't really connect that to her. We connect it to her family. And everybody's gonna once a year go to Aunt Bertha's house or whoever. And we all, I think, all these years have kind of been like, I wouldn't mind if, take some peach cobbler or whatever, on oh, what's the other lady's name? I can't, it's not Bertha, it's the other one, the prettier one. We all kind of like, yeah, we take some hush chicken or whatever. We all have felt that way, I think, on some level. So them opening a business, and then also, I feel like, what is it? Candy has the celebrity, even though we know Todd Candy's a celebrity, and then Todd has, I feel, the smart. Let's have a plan. Let's make a budget, that kind of stuff. I think he does that well. So it makes sense. So all I'm saying to you, Wendy, is do something that comes from your heart, and it won't be hard for you to flourish, in my opinion. Let's see, who else do we want to talk about? Okay, we talked about Giselle, and they also have Robin there. But Robin, listen, girl, come to the front. We all know Robin. You know, why won't you just tell Giselle? Because you say I don't want to talk about it. Because you just tell Giselle, girl, you missing it. And Robin, let's be clear. Even though I feel like Robin shows up dressed better than Giselle, she sometimes at least. Robin, you need to get yourself together too, girl. I just don't understand how both of y'all are that pretty. Y'all are, in my opinion, gorgeous. And not because you're light skinned, green eyes. I just do think your face looks good together. Everything is put together. It makes sense to me. And I think to a lot of people. But y'all just, it's sad because it's like how you have all that beauty on the outside and just, if you guys are good on the inside, y'all just haven't shown us. This outfit, this clothing line could work. I just want y'all to hire Wendy and her stylist and Candace and her stylist, and it could work. But I shout out to y'all for staying in athleisure, because you don't have to really look that good in athleisure. People really not looking great. But Fabletics, I think, shout out to them. They've kind of made it to where it's like you're gonna be cute, or Lululemon or something like that. I love my nieces and them. I'm like, y'all so privileged. How y'all have $70 stretch pants or whatever? I had that growing up. Okay, be clear, be very, very clear. We had none of that growing up. Shout out to Wieners. All my broke people in America. I don't know if they had that up north, but Wieners is like, I don't know, like I don't even know if you would call it a low budget Kmart. But the thing with Wieners, this is the thing. The thing with Wieners is that you could get J's, and what we mean by J's is back in the day, Michael Jordan. I think he's still making a ton of money. Air Jordans or whatever. You could get Jordans and you could get Nike. So even though you were broke or your family was broke, you could go to Wieners and get your shoes or whatever, $48, right? So you wasn't breaking the bank, in the 80s and the 90s, and therefore the people in your school or whoever, they didn't know whether or not, because you out there stunting. The rest of your clothes came from Walmart, but or Massimo from Target. Okay, Baby Glory. But you got the shades on, so that's all that really mattered. Nneka. So Nneka announces that, she's moving to her house. Nneka, please come to the front. This is my problem. I'm going to go real quick on her. I don't like you for all of the obvious reasons. I do want you to stay because I hope that you can redeem yourself. That's what I'm hoping for you. But you just keep digging a bigger hole. And for whatever reason, you are just sitting on the people's laps. Girl, you are already enough. Be clear. You already enough. You already educated. You already have a husband that clearly is a whole doctor and educated. You allegedly just bought a $2 million house, or he bought you a $2 million house. Your family, you said your dad was a rich bitch and he made you a rich. Your sister's, from my understanding, also a physician. I don't understand why you need these people's approval, why you feel like they're your in. They're not. Honestly, and I don't know you or Wendy, but I'm saying just from what we've seen on TV, Wendy would have been your in. Y'all would have been a powerful duo, but you over here listening to them. So this is the problem that I have with you, Miss Ma'am. The only thing that we've seen luxurious, in my opinion, that I've seen, is I believe you have a G-Wagon. So yeah, that's a very expensive SUV. So okay. But other than that, and then whatever you look like on the first episode when you had that little cute black like jacket dress, it was really, really cute. I was just like, yeah, she is serving. And I'm not saying everything else has been ugly, but you've had a few misses. And this is all I want you to do, Nneka. How do you come and say your dad made you, he was a rich bitch, and he made you a rich bitch and wanted you to be a rich bitch, and you have a whole attorney's license? I'm assuming you're a board certified attorney. I'm hoping you passed the bar or whatever. I'm assuming. But not everybody that comes on TV. Just saying. Or maybe it took you a few times to pass it. I don't know. Have you asked your physician how many times it took him to pass the medical exam? Just saying. Not everybody passes on the first try. But I guess all that matters is that you pass. So congratulations. But nothing other than that G-Wagon and that outfit that you had on that day is giving high fashion or bougie. This is a problem too. NBC, Bravo, whomever else, Andy. I don't understand. Listen, I'm from Houston, Texas. I don't understand why y'all came to Austin, Texas. Shout out to Austin. What we want to see is people paying obnoxious amounts of money to get on a private plane and go somewhere. Why these girls can't go to the Turks and the Caicos, okay? Why they can't help? Listen, you could go to the Bahamas. It would be better than Austin. Shout out to my people in Austin. Keep it weird, whatever. But the Bahamas, you could have them stay at the, where did we stay in the Bahamas? What's that hotel called? Atlantis. We got our whole life. Me and my husband got our whole life. Okay? Just beautiful. Got the manta rays floating around in the, listen, that place, amazing. And we don't have a G-Wagon, be clear. But it was top notch where we went. It's hella expensive to go stay at the Atlantis. Let's be very clear. But if you got the money you say you got, you're not showing it, sis. And I'm not saying you need to go waste your money. I'm saying people like me tune into this type of show because we want to see affluence. We want to see you stay in the $3 million home. We want to see what type of, staff you're going to have, what chef you're going to be, what the chef is going to be making you for dinner, and how you got to fly to Paris, Sutton type of rich. Sutton, Strat, that type of rich. We want to see that, and I'm not saying Sutton has the best house, the best car, none of that. But she is dripping in Dolce & Gabbana and whatever else. It's not cheap. Be clear. And it's, shout out to Dolce & Gabbana. It isn't something I would, but listen, it's Runway or whatever it is. It's Couture. Show us that you can just click on Google or whatever she clicked on and buy a whole horse. for $75,000 just because you wanted to. Show us that you flew the guy in from Paris, or you flew to Paris. Y'all don't show none of that. You went to Austin and you went to some place that had chicken shitting on. It's just not okay. It's not cute. We want to see spas. We want to see beautiful water. We want to see lavish. We want to see, because Beverly Hills, y'all going to Vegas, that's not lavish. Let's be clear. Everybody can go to Vegas, so stop it. Okay? Anyway, go to Paris. Go to Dubai. I've been to Dubai. I'm a whole just regular person. Okay? I'm a regular therapist, social worker, and me and my husband flew first class to Dubai. I was like, these are my people. Best vacation I've ever been on, and we've been a few places, and I'm like, I showed up, my husband was just like, oh my God, it's going to be a problem. Yeah, it is, because you keep talking crazy, we're going to be at Chanel, okay? We was already at Louis, don't start, okay? All I'm saying is, we want as the viewers of the show, we want to see that. So, Nneka, back to you, girl. I want you to demonstrate. So I would love for us to, see like how Phaedra Park fake worked at her agency, but at least we saw it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, do that. That would make you have somewhat of a story. We don't know. All we know is that Nneka does not like Wendy because she swears her mama did something, whatever, by some little baby lady. That's all we know. We know messy. We want to see you're accomplished, you're smart, you're good at everything, like you said at that first little brunch or whatever. Show us. That's what we would like to see. That would really redeem you if you did some of that. Show us with you and your husband, not traveling all the time. So this is the other thing that I don't have. And Nneka, if you have all this money and affluence, I'm trying to understand why you didn't have people pack up your house before you left. Why you didn't have somebody come unpack your house. Why you don't have a whole interior decorator. I don't understand. I promise you would never have walked into Kris Jenner's home. And I know her money's probably way longer than yours, but you say you got it. Your daddy say your daddy say y'all got it. All I'm saying is, we would have never seen that. We would have never walked into Kris Jenner's home unfinished like that. Same thing, Candace. I love you, Candace, but I don't know what was going on. Like your house was together, but your stuff, I'm just like, girl, why is all these boxes not, like, what we doing? I understand showing progress, but I don't know. I'm a Leo, and we don't roll like that. You're gonna only see you're gonna see the best, because that's just who we are. It's how we roll. So, girl, that's giving broke. Just saying, it's giving broke. It's too many people you could hire to come unpack, repack, put all your stuff together, and have it done. Because to me, the first time they showed it undone, that should have been the last time you showed it like that. Okay. What else? Okay, we talked about Karen, talked about Giselle, Ashley. I can't with Ashley. We talked about Nneka. Oh, Robin, I think is the only person. Oh, I wrote on here, Nneka, my note for you is, if you're such a boss, why you don't have 13 workers in here putting your shit together? It's true. That's how I felt. Everything should be sparkling clean. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. And people sit around and talk about how Candace has this money from her mom and whatever, but her stuff is together. Like, yeah, she didn't have all her stuff together season 1, but they moved in, and this is what it is. But Candace not running around America saying that, her dad's a rich bitch and she's a rich bitch and whatever. She's not doing that. So I'm just saying, get it together. At least pretend, girl. You can't be running around here in America talking about you a bad bitch and you're not. I'm just saying. Robin, listen, I don't even have anything. I don't really have anything written about you, Robin. I mean, girl, I don't really hate you, Robin. I don't. I think you sold out a little bit last season at the reunion with knowing that you had this other story. And look, although I understand why Candace is angry and felt the way that she felt and lashed out on social media, I do think Candace could pull it back, and she knows that she could. Candace just doesn't have a person that didn't, in my opinion, that left her for good after she did something that she didn't have to go that far. She has her mom who loves her, is never going to leave. She has, I think, her sister, I'm not sure if her sister's younger, I think she is, who's never going to leave. I don't know how many friends she has outside of that, like real ride-or-die friends that she can cut to the white meat and they stay around. Most people, if you show me some stuff like that, like, I'm the type of person that I can know everything about you. I can know all your little dirty secrets. If I'm your friend, regardless if we stop being friends, I'm still not gonna out you. I'm not gonna put all your dirt in the street. I'm not gonna say your husband cheated on you. And I remember, I'm not doing none of that. I wouldn't care. I'm not doing any of that. So I'm a real one, but I think Candace, listen, Candace, I understand why. Because I won't say I understand why she goes all the way that deep. The only thing I think is she hasn't gotten it back the way that she gives it. And she's even aware of that. She's just like, I will my words and I'm better with that. And you are. But people don't really stay friends long term with people who are too unpredictable or willing to go too far. And I also think Candace goes that deep. I think it's a deeper thing. This is just the therapist in me, but I do think it's a deeper thing where it's like Candace is to me, she's shown hurt feelings since she stepped on the stage day one. Her and Monique had that thing at the table and they were so cute. And I was like, yeah, cute friendship or whatever. But to me, Candace is always very emotional, and all of us have emotions. A lot of people don't understand it, but I get it. I get it, Candace. Candace has a lot of trauma, like things that between her and her family and different things. I get why Candace is the way she is, but what I'm saying is, I don't think she's had a person to drop out of her life after she's said something so egregious. You know, I also think like that thing with the dwindling uterus or whatever. Yes, I think you don't say stuff like this, but this is my opinion. I'm not giving her a pass, but my opinion is Candace is looking at it like Giselle already had her kids. So your dwindling uterus isn't that bad. She, to me, it would have been better, but it wouldn't have cut as deep. But the more appropriate thing, like I was telling you what Giselle should have said, the more appropriate thing, Candace, if you watch and it comes to the front, what you could have said and got away with, you could have just implied or inferred. You could have just said, you had a whole health problem. Okay? That could have been your storyline. But no, you're over here maligning my husband and everything else, and everybody else would have understood what you were saying. But you didn't say it. Giselle understood, we understood. You could say it without saying it. You know, it's a better way to win. You don't have to hurt the person to win. And I think Candace hurts you to win every single time because she wants to make sure you don't come for her again. She wants, it's like, you're not going to bully me again. Understand, you throw a knife, I'm going to have a good, that's just how, I feel like that's how Candace rolls. That's just my opinion about her. And one day, hopefully, you know, she'll get older and she'll realize that, you know, there's a better way. Because there is, Candace. There's a better way. You want people, when they're not around you, to actually think highly of you. I'm not saying you want people to love you, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying be a respectable human being. Be a person that, you know, it's like, oh my God, we know that Candace is smart. We know she's talented. We know she's beautiful. We know she's out here killing it. I listen to Deep Space every day in my car. It ain't because I really just love Deep Space, but my phone connects and every morning here come Candace, right? I like your CD. I like it. I think it was good personally, and I like you personally. I do, but I understand the dilemma that people have with you. You and me would be probably besties in real life because I'm a Leo and Sagittarius. We get along. It's perfect. It's mad. All my real friends are Sagittarius. Even though I have all these Virgos out here, I'm just like, leave me alone. I don't want to be friends. And now the Scorpios are coming. I'm just like, what is happening? I'm not friends with Scorpios. But, child, they changed my mind. You know what I'm saying? So, Candace, love you, girl. I just wish nothing but the best for you. I really do. Same thing in your pregnancy journey. And I think that's another thing. You could be the most fit, most healthy person and still just not ever get pregnant. So for the people that were coming for you, the reason they were coming for you, outside of just, you just shouldn't have said that, in my opinion, and in their opinion. I think the more, it's a deeper thing. They feel like you're saying that, but what's going to happen, because you haven't had a baby yet. What's going to happen if you can't have one? Should people come after you and then start saying you're wide body? You said, no, I'm not fat shaming her, body shaming her, or whatever. That's exactly what that is. You would have never said that had Ashley not had a baby, because you wouldn't have said her body was wide because it wasn't before she had one. So I love you, but I'm a real one. So I'm just tell you what it is, and we all know what it is. So, okay. So just don't do stuff that is that low. You really gotta hone that in, unless that's truly who you are. If you truly are the person that's just like, no matter what, I'm going to hurt you to the core and I don't care, then be who you are. Stand in it. But you can't tell what Ashley, who I can't stand, with her wide body self, and then say you're not body shaming her. Yes, you are. You absolutely are. You're going after something that you feel like is going to hurt her, period. And that's what it is. You're talking about her body. I get it. You shooting shots. You can't talk about someone's uterus that's dwindling. You could say you have this health issue. You should have been taking care of that. I would understand it, but it's not good or low, because here's the thing: for those people out there that are feeling this way about you, about, do you know the struggle of trying to get pregnant? You may know now, because you, in the next, I think in this season, are crying when you're talking to, I think, your counselor or something about you want a baby. People can have children all day long, but let's be clear: there's people that have miscarriages. Monique and Ashley, I believe, both said that they did. I think Monique was further along. It's trauma. And well-meaning morons will come on and say, you can have another kid, and it's just like, I still lost a life. It's a life that's been lost. But they mean well. And so it's like, people are saying, watch your words, girl, because what happens if you do have a baby, but your baby has special needs? Your baby's brain just thinks differently. It does things differently. I've worked with people who have IDD or who have mental illness most of my adult life. And here's the thing: a lot of those people, when I worked with, managing 5 programs, they're a lot of their parents or whomever didn't come. Some of them did. Why? Because it's those people over there. I call them forgotten angels, right? Because a lot of people just don't know them because they're out and away, right? You're a whole, I guess on some level, celebrity at this point, I would say. I was going to say public person. You're not going to be able to hide that like other people would. Not saying that you would do that, or not saying that you would want to do that. I'm saying I can't imagine wanting a baby so bad, and then when I get one, it's not what I expected. And then what happens is you start thinking about all those things you said. It causes more trauma. That's all I'm saying. We're praying for you and Chris to have the cutest, whatever babies. I hope you have 2, 3, however many you want. I really do. You and NECA. I do. I hope that for you. But I'm saying, just take a moment. Take a moment. If you don't regret none of the things you've said to people to cut deep, then keep moving in the right direction, sis. Keep moving in the direction you think is working for you. But I'm just saying, as a viewer and a person that actually thinks, and I think above grade level. I'm an intelligent person, right? What did Wendy say? I got 4 degrees. I have a few. I have 3. 2 of them are advanced. So I'm not just some person out here that doesn't know anything, just, saying things. I'm saying from a viewer's perspective, from a person that actually likes you, who thinks you're fun. And let me say this too: I don't think Wendy or Candace ever starts stuff. Wendy, I don't know 100%, but I can say since Candace walked on that stage, I feel like people have been shooting shots at her since day one. And I think all Candace does is shoot them back, and they don't like it. But I've not seen where Candace just publicly attack people for no reason. This is the thing: people attack Candace without provocation. There's nothing she's done to provoke them, and they attack her. And then they're mad when she responds. Now, I don't think, like I said, I don't agree that she should respond in the way that she does. But leave sis alone, because Candace is like, get off my ass. That's what Candace's response is. The problem is, when you say certain things, you can't take it back. So anyway, guys, that's the show. Oh, the only other person I didn't talk about was Mia. I can't remember what Mia and Gordon did. I feel like, what did they talk in this show? See, Mia, you become a forgettable girl. Okay, Mia. But see, this is the thing: the way that I can't stand Ashley, I can stand Mia, probably because I at least like her from confessionals. Because I hated when they were talking about Chris, and that he's lying on Chris, saying he did this and that, and it was just so funny to me. The only person that I could stand to kind of make fun of it, which I don't typically make fun of things like that, was Mia. Mia was just kind of like, yeah, they said Chris is running around there smiling in people's faces and touching on booties. The way she said it was kind of lighthearted, you know what I mean? And it took it down from such a serious thing, which I still maintain was very, very serious. But I'm saying that's the quality that I like about her. Now, you can't believe anything she says, because listen, Mia and Ashley, if they're opening their mouth, they're lying. Be clear. There's a lie somewhere, because they can't. But I do think, Giselle, I think there's hope for you, girl, but you just got to come to the front, and you got to admit that you were wrong, and you just got to say, I'm sorry, I wish I would have done it differently. And we can move on. And I know you're like, I don't care, don't care, don't care. You're that girl. Whatever. You care. Unless you're a sociopath, you care. You showed us that one season when Karen said that she would apologize to your girls and all that, and that meant something to you, and you were about to cry, and we loved it. Loved it. Yeah, you could be mean. You know, we don't like it. I don't support it, but I'm saying if you came to the front and you really were just honest, I promise you, you would grow. Not that you care, but you would grow your fan base. People like people. This is the thing. This is how you know you're a mature person, right? If you no longer want to be the smartest person in the room, right? The reason, yes, you want to be smart. The reason you don't want to be the smartest person in the room is because if you're the smartest person in the room, how do you grow? You can't grow if nobody can teach you anything, if you know everything, right? Right. So how you grow right now in this moment, Giselle, whether you like it or not, is you come and you humble yourself. You humble yourself and you say, you know what? I wish I would have done things differently. I can't take it back, but let's move on. I believe still today, if Giselle called Candace and Chris and say, you know what? Can we talk? Even if they didn't even do it on TV, and then they just came back around and started just whatever, yes, the audience would be like, what is going on? Right? We'd be like, what the hell? We need to know. We need to have it on camera. I would respect it. I really do think. Candace, if you're watching, you let me know, sis, okay? Chanel's reality. I think Candace would forgive you. Just like I think if Monique, even though they have, it's like, oh, it's a lost cause. I truly believe, because of how emotional Candace is, I really do believe this. I believe Candace has a beautiful heart, but she will also stab you with a knife. It's my opinion. I still believe to this day, if Monique called Candace up and said, hey, listen, let's meet me down in Miami or wherever. I want to talk to you and I want to apologize. I think Candace would receive it. If she can continuously receive whatever Ashley is saying that we know is a whole lie before she even said it, she could get back with Monique. Now, I understand why she would never, because who wants to ever be back in the graces of someone who physically attacked them? And I'm not saying Candace needs to do that. I'm saying I think Candace is a big enough person that if Monique was a big enough person to say, I took it too far. I understand why Monique did it, but I don't think she should have. I don't think Monique didn't realize she was being played by Giselle, who told her when they was in Barcelona. I'm just gonna sit back and wait till the perfect time to blow your head off. That's what Garcelle, Lord Jesus. That's what Giselle said, and she did exactly that. She just didn't do it. She was the original sniper from the side. She got Monique. She started talking in her ear. You know, Candace, why is she telling this to this, that, and the other person, right? Monique, I feel like, lost her footing because she didn't like a certain few things that Candace was doing. And so then you got this crazy person over here telling you they don't care anyways, but they're gassing you up. That's what happened. And then Candace had done enough since they had that other thing, I think the year before, where Monique was pregnant. She had done enough to where Monique was just kind of like, girl, don't do that. And Candace, gave her an opportunity. I'm not saying Candace in any way did anything wrong. I don't think that. You still shouldn't put your hands on people. But I'm saying Candace didn't be quiet. And that's all Monique felt like she needed. She was already, to me, Monique was sitting already that whole season, in my opinion. I think. After she had her cute little baby boy, I think she was sitting already. Personally. And Candace, unfortunately, got played too. They both got played. Candace was played and so was Monique. Because the Green Eye Bandits and all that, they didn't give a shit about Candace. Because if they did, they wouldn't have dropped her this easily. How is it that Candace can do, Karen, stop Bentley. Karen can tell you got a whole hot box, sis. And that you got a mental illness because you went to Sing Sing. She can say all of this. And whatever she's been saying about Robin, she's been saying Robin was the dizziest sitting at the table since season 2, I think, or I can't remember what season it was. But they could say, Karen could say all of whatever, all of the above and all of the below. And somehow it's forgivable. How? Giselle, last season, what did Karen tell you? Girl, you're not even near an altar. You're not even near an altar. I love it. Not to being near the altar, is an achievement, but, she putting you in your place. But Candace saying, you're not going to talk about my husband or I'm going to call you a gutter sniper. That's worse? No, you provoked her. So Candace has every right to respond. And I've said this before, and other people's like, listen, come see about me, about my husband. Don't even try. We all going to jail tonight. Understand? We are all going to jail tonight. Try me. We don't do that. But normally I'm happy, right? I'm holy. We love to, we love lavish. We love being, getting attention. I don't love to be the center of attention, but I do love attention, right? But anyway, that's it for Chanel's reality. And I'll be back later this week to probably recap Married to Medicine. If y'all haven't gotten into Married to Medicine, go back and start from the beginning. Start from the bottom and then you'll be here. You'll be saying to yourself, dang, I should have been watching from the beginning. But it's a good, what do they call it? Where you sit and you watch all the movies or all the I forget what it's called. Dang it. Brain fog. Anyway, shout out to guys. Again, please like the video, share the video, watch the video all the way to the end. These things help me. But like, sharing, and subscribing is a really free and easy way to help me grow my channel and support my channel. Thanks, Kempire. I took that from Kempire. I love that little piece. Thanks, Kempire. Shout out to Kempire to make it make sense. I even watch, you know who I even watch? I've never watched any of his shows aside from Atlanta Housewives. Is Carlos King. I like him, even though Carlos King, now listen, Kempire, you need to mail Carlos King one of them twerking on the fence, because Carlos stays twerking on the fence. With what he thinks about all the girls. He will drag you all the way and then be like, I love all the girls. Like, bro, you just told Dr. what's her name? Simone that she boring. But you love her. Anyway, send him a shirt, Kempire. I love it. Anyway, guys, till next time. Talk to you later. Nikki. Chanel's Reality.